Welcome, welcome, welcome to Xanatos' Gaming channel on YouTube. Today we're kicking off a start to a Dungeons & Dragons campaign with some of my friends that I found through Dead by Daylight. We're going to call it Dead by Dungeons & Dragons. That module that we'll be running through is Curse of Strahd. Kind of going on theme with the gothic horror genre and the love that our friends here and players have of a horror setting. In this game, we will be running an expanded version, revamped, if you would like to call it that, of Curse of Strahd. Rules as written, it goes to level 10 or 11. We'll be looking to expand that content to about level 14 or 15 if we're blessed enough to be able to play that long, which we hope to be able to. I will be using some resources as the Dungeon Master from the subreddit for Curse of Strahd. Those posts are brought to you by Mandymod, Drac Nakarta, Guild's Bounty. There's a few others that are resources that I'm pulling from. We'll be doing some homebrew content, some rules as written stuff from the book itself, of course, as well as information pulled from those expansions to it. We'll be starting at level 1. We're kicking off with the Death House here through the introduction of that. You'll see I had forgotten to hit the intro button, the record button at the beginning of the first session. This is that intro that we've been talking about. The players and I had a lot of conversations, obviously separately, as we were kicking this off to make sure that this module would match what the players' expectations were. This has all been discussed beforehand, so that is what we are doing. This is what we landed on, and I've kind of given them an introduction as to how I like to Dungeon Master and what they can expect in the game, and now I'm doing that for the audience as well. Couple big changes you'll see in the biggest change you would see in this module would be the fact that NPC Irina is typically the big focus of that for our players, and of a few of the other NPCs that we will meet to keep spoilers down a bit. We have decided to randomly determine a player to have assumed that role instead. So Irina will still be present, but she may take a little bit of a farther back. I am not a professional voice actor, so please forgive me when I'm voicing some of these characters. You may hear some voices that are the same or repeat and things like that. My brain doesn't function in that particular regard to be super good at it, but I will try my best. I typically err a bit towards how the rules are written in the game versus the rule of cool, but I've tried to work that way through my career as a bit more rule of cool type deal. It's hard for me to balance it. I try not to play favorites, but as it comes down to it, let every player shine and do as they wish. This is going to be a pretty tough campaign for our players. It is meant to put them on the back foot. It is meant to put them into uncomfortable situations as the setting overall being gothic horror, and there are some adult themes that you may experience. So going into that, I've discussed all of that with the players. They will be listed in the descriptions of the videos. So this is adult content. Viewer discretion is advised, but any of the themes that you see inside of these videos or inside of this content, this module, are not a reflection of the player themselves or their character stance, so on and so forth. It is merely roleplay. So just keep that in mind. This is not a representative of who we are as people. So turning to the people, the 4 players that we have with us, plus myself as the Dungeon Master, mostly an experienced crew. There's a few that have a little bit less experience, but the crew that we've got is Astro Orc as Caitlin Hargrave, a sea elf cleric, a tribe called Angie. We shorten it a lot to tribe or astral. As you'll see, Natrina is another who we shorten to Nat. So with a tribe called Angie, we call her Tribe, and her character is Akira, a half-elf rogue. Natrina, you will see their information in the socials and things like that. We're also content creators for Dead by Daylight as well, so you'll see all of their socials down below. Natrina is a tiefling bard. We also have Dritz 1217, who is part of the group. Obviously, no affiliation with the big man Saldor, but playing a gnome, forest gnome barbarian. Okay, so we've got a pretty interesting party here. We love to see it. It's going to be a great time as our players learn about this environment they're coming into in Barovia and the things that go along with it. As I stated with our players, eventually the rails will come off. Myself as a dungeon master, I have run this campaign already from start to finish, and things may happen. It's a sandbox. It's a very dangerous module. You can stumble as a level 3 party into a level 8, CR8 enemy, and be much out of your depth. I have told the players that if unfortunate things happen, and a player death happens, that is not the end of that character's story. It is merely just a new page, unless they themselves decide that they would like to move on from that character. But there is definitely real risk. All actions have consequences, and sometimes lack of actions have consequences in this module. As you may need an NPC's help, and if you are not willing to help them, then their help may evaporate in the future, right, when you may need them the most. So vice versa. If you take advantage of someone's kindness in that regard, then they may decide that they would like to not part ways with you or not do business with you, or so on and so forth. A couple sessions in, you'll see that we get kind of off of the rails of the beginning of this, telling the story and setting the tales, and I will turn it over to the players to decide wherever they would like to go. So they can explore this world as they wish and be as dangerous as they wish, as they decide to figure out how they're going to tackle the objectives of this campaign. The first couple sessions that we do as the intro, I had a bit of a recording issue, so we'll get some of the beginning parts of that, and then in the middle, unfortunately, there's a bit of a section that does not get recorded, and then we will pick it up post that. I'm still going to post the first session there, because we do get the intro and how they arrive, and so on and so forth, and you'll see that in the first post. But there will be a bit of a gap where I'll make another video just like this, and we'll give a summary as to what happened to the players during that time period, and then turn it back over to that live, that recorded content, and post it in the subsequent posts. I believe I have fixed that issue moving forward, so hopefully we won't have that issue or have any more gaps. I will try to cut our breaks so that I can post these videos kind of raw without a whole lot of editing to them. If you would like to see me edit them more, then just post in the comments. Make sure you're liking and subscribing the channel liking the videos and subscribing to the channel to see the future videos and the future content, and join us on our adventure and our tale as we try to tell a collaborative story. We're all experiencing this nightmarish world of Barovia, and appreciate any sort of feedback that you could give me on that editing piece. If you'd like to continue to see it raw, then so be it. I try to cut during our breaks and pick it up post the break, so you may see the same session split into 2 separate YouTube videos. That's for simplicity's sake. If we're trying to record, we play for a long time in a day, 6 hours, it allows me to be able to post a 3-hour video and then another 3-hour video. So you may see episodes 1, 2, and 3 may still be one play session with us. You may see me wearing the same shirt, so on and so forth. It's more than likely we were just taking a short break and I picked up the recording afterwards. But that is pretty much a summary of the intro of here. If you're curious as to what type of red flags or adult content that you may see in these videos, they'll be posted in the descriptions of the video. And some of these themes may be direct or not indirect, inferred, I should say, or direct, actual, like we're role playing through it, or it could have happened, quote unquote, off camera, so on and so forth. But it could be implied as to what has happened in one of those. So please keep in mind your viewer discretion is advised. Curse of Strahd is a very stressful module for some people and some characters. But these were all discussed. All of these themes were discussed with our players. But as any good dungeon master, they are obviously, if they decide that they would like to change those, then we may cut a video and you may see that, and it will will pick up, and the narrative may have changed depending upon if a player has read a red flag, a yellow flag, or a green flag, so on and so forth. So, but this is our first intro video. I hope you will continue to tune in to our wonderful sessions here. We've had a handful of them already, so I have a bit of a backlog that I'm going to try to post, but hopefully you will join us for the next videos and join us along our tale as we explore the mystical and magical world of Barovia. This is Xanatos Gaming signing off, and hope to see you soon. We'll catch you on the flip side.